One of the most contentious areas of pensions policy in recent years has been the changes to state pension ages. There's obviously been big rows about the rapid increase in women's state pension age from 60 to 65, and now both men and women have a pension age of 66. And this week in my column for This Is Money, I'm replying to a reader who said, well, I'm 66 next summer, July 2026, but I've been told I won't get my pension until November, so what's going on? Well, the background to this is that when there was a big review of pensions at the turn of this century, it was recognised that pension age, as then planned, of 65 simply wasn't enough to make the system affordable or sustainable. And you only have to think that male state pension age was set at 65 in the early 1920s to realise that we just haven't caught up with the improvements in living standards that we've seen. So in 2007, an Act of Parliament was passed which said that there would be a move to 66 in the mid-2020s, to 67 in the mid-2030s, and to 68 in the mid-2040s. But that quickly seemed out of date as life expectancy continued to improve, so some of those dates have been brought forward. We already know the move to 66 was brought forward to 2020, that's why the pension age is now 66, but there's another change coming in the next couple of years which affects our reader. So from April next year, pension age will gradually rise from 2026 to 2028 over that period, from 66 to 67. And by gradual, I mean that at some point pension age will be 66 years and 1 month, 66 years and 2 months, and so on. For our reader who was born in July 1960, his pension age is 66 years and 4 months, and that's why he doesn't get his pension till November next year. Now, it's worth bearing in mind that even when we got to 67 in a couple of years' time, that won't be the end of the story. The only thing we know for certain is that we'll get to 68 by the mid-2040s. But it's widely expected that that date will be brought forward. There have been 2 independent pensions reviews, both of which advocated moving that date forward to the late 2030s. Although nothing has been legislated for yet, there is a 3rd independent review just been set up, and it is assumed that that will also recommend getting to 68 a bit sooner. What we don't know is when or whether we'll get to 69 or 70. The data suggests that we probably will and perhaps should if we're trying to keep the system sustainable, but of course that's a very uncomfortable message for any politician. One of the things that this reader might reasonably say is, well, nobody told me, and in fact people don't necessarily get individual letters as soon as the law changes telling them of their new state pension age. It should be apparent from state pension forecasts what your state pension age is going to be based on the law at the time, but forecasts these days also say that stuff might change. So you can go on gov.uk, there is a check state pension age website, and put your date of birth in there and see what your state pension age will be based on current legislation. And I'd encourage people to do that periodically, particularly if they're making big financial decisions or retirement decisions, because things can change in a material way, and that's a good website to visit to make sure that your plans are based on up-to-date legislation.